Do not come.
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Are you ready?
Let's get it. It's time!
Welcome back to another Sunday episode of Software Explorations. We're getting into DevOps. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are, as always, engineered to win. Welcome to the show. Let me get this on the screen. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully you're having an amazing Sunday morning/afternoon based on where you are, or maybe for you it's even already Monday. Who knows? But we are here to work, we are here to win, but we are also here to have some fun. I love having some fun. I love a good laugh. How about you? Do you guys enjoy a good laugh as well? I love a good laugh. But we're going to get into the show today. Today is Sunday, September 22nd, 2024. You know, we are almost done with Sunday already. I mean, with September already. We're almost done with September. We're also almost done with Sunday. We're like halfway through based on where you are. You know, it might be closer for you to be done. It might be earlier, you know, but anyways, we are almost done with September. We are heading into what month comes after September? October. Yes, October comes next. All right, so let's get into our agenda as we always do. We got my guy in the building already. We got your car here bright and early. Says the Tech Pookies. Let me get that. We got it. We got to see it clearly. The Tech Pookies are in the building already. Shout out to my guy, Yakar. One of the most gracious and caring people that I have met. You know, believe it or not, very, very nice person, you know. So let's get into our agenda for today. You know how we like to do some housekeeping to get it started. So our gratitudes and our show schedules is the first step on deck. So let's get started. So first and foremost, I always I have to do this. I have to say a big thank you to all of the newest subscribers who are helping the channel grow, as well as those who have been subscribed to me for a very long time, who appreciate the content that we are putting out day in and day out. It's a lot of work, but it is well worth it, especially when I get comments where people are asking how can they improve, how can they grow, how to help with particular topics. So I just want to say to all of the newest subscribers, as well as those who have been with me for a very, very long time, those who are active, those who watch from the cloud, all of you guys. I appreciate you all. And I want to say a big shout out and salute to all of my tech savages out there. That includes the tech barbarians, the tech prodigy members, the technical explorers, everyone who signs up for the free tier on the Patreon. I appreciate you all. You guys are all of my tech savages, as well as the tech mercenaries, those who support us on YouTube to keep the channel going. And of course, as always, shout out to the bag chasers. Money. And we can never, ever forget, shout out to Yakar and the Tech Pookies out there. Hey. Alrighty then. So do me a big favor on your way in to the show, to the channel. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content. We drop a lot of content. We do a lot of live stream. We do a lot of content that's going to help you grow and help you level up. We are on the brink of releasing some more clips from our other live shows, so that in case you can't spend the whole 2 hours with us, I'm going to break them up into like 20-ish minute segments, clips, so that you can follow along. You can get the information that you need. You can ask questions, and I can point you into the right direction. All of that good stuff is coming very, very soon. Alrighty then. So let's jump into, and tomorrow as well, I'm going to be uploading the, in the Patreon, techcoachralph.dev, I'm going to be uploading the Scrum Night and the Sprint Review from last week that the Tech Barbarians did. So look out for that. Should be coming tomorrow or Tuesday morning, one of those mornings. So definitely, if you need one-on-one coaching, go to techcoachralph.dev. If you need exclusive content on how I update my resume, how to look for jobs, all that type of stuff, how to use your calendar, how to update your calendar so you can be super, super efficient, go to techcoachralph.dev, sign up today, get one-on-one coaching, and we will run it up together, all right?
We the best.
All right, so let's jump into the live show schedule. Like I said, I'm going to announce it again. We will be going live tomorrow morning, and then the next time that we're going to be live is going to be Saturday morning, because I won't be able to live stream this week, all right? I will be away from the studio to be able to do that effectively. But let's jump into our live show schedule. So we have our Saturday morning shows. We had a great show yesterday. We're going to have another amazing show this coming Saturday. But we have the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show. And that is where we review the weekly economic numbers to see how things are going, what the job data is, what the consumer price index, consumer sentiment index, surveys, all that type of stuff. We review those on Saturday morning so that we can be well informed and that we're not just, looking like we are out of the loop and we're just saying, I'm going to make decisions based on my feelings. We do not participate in all that sentimental stuff over here. We want to make logical, sound decisions. And in order to do that, we need to review the economic numbers to see what's going on. And that show is hosted by my guy, Mitch. Yes, my guy, Mitch from the chat.
Hey.
And the King Tech Pookie himself, Yakar. Those are the two co-hosts for the show, Mitch and Yakar. So shout out to them as always. Monday mornings, we have our morning shows, Mondays and Wednesdays, we have Coffee and Kata, where we are reviewing some news stories. We'll see what's going on. And we are doing some mobile development. We are currently working on our time cost calculator, updating that so we can put the next changes into the App Store. So look out for that coming very soon. We're towards the end of the development, and we just got to get into testing, writing some. We already wrote our unit tests for the formula. We got to write some widget tests to make sure those are safe and sound, so that we can push into the App Store and go from there. We have our Sunday afternoon shows like we're doing right now, our software explorations. We are working our way through DevOps right now. We've done Docker. We're working on microservices. We've looked at Docker Compose. We're going to want to take this microservice and turn it and use Docker Compose to be able to start it up. We might get to that today. We shall see. And then next, we're going to probably be headed into Kubernetes as well. So many different things to learn with DevOps. Super, super important, right? Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A show where you have questions. I have answers. I find questions. You can call into the show. You can ask questions in the chat. So many different things. But we have such an amazing time. We have so much fun. Amazing show this past Tuesday. Not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that, we're going to have another amazing show. And by that time, we might already be in October. All right? So let's go to, on Thursday nights, we have software explorations. We've been working on building out our urban dictionary of economic data. We're working on the API layer. That's what we did this past Thursday. Next time we work on it, we're going to be working on being able to connect the back end to the front end so that we can be able to search data and see that on the front end. And that way on Saturday mornings, we can have a nice looking layout when we're looking up for our definitions instead of using our ghetto Google document, right? So I'm just saying. And that is the live shows that we do for the week. It's a lot of shows, but we have a lot of fun. We learn a lot. I said this the other day. In the past year, I think I've learned more than I have in the past 10 years. I'm just saying, right? You got to put in the work. And now let's jump into our pre-recorded content. On Mondays, we have Candid Conversations. Tomorrow, we're going to be premiering, to put it bluntly. All right, if I put it bluntly, it's going to be like, why you should shut the hell up, right? But to put it politely, with all due respect, it's called, you should speak less, listen more, right? Speak less, listen more. 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason. Speak less, listen more. Be concise in your speech. Or if you want to take the non-political title, just shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. All right. But that's what it is. Right. Wednesdays, we have software explorations, concepts, and overviews. This coming Wednesday, we're going to be talking about sprint retrospectives, what they are, how they're ran, how they're conducted, all of that good stuff. And then Fridays, we have the bug bite. This coming Friday, we're going to be talking about, is North Korea using LinkedIn to steal cryptocurrency? That's going to be a good one. And then throughout the week, we have shorts as well as clips from the Q&A show. And we're going to be having clips as well from the live shows we're working on from our software explorations when we're working on different things, from the morning shows where we are building out our mobile apps, all of that, things of that nature. So stay tuned for that. All right. But that is our show schedules. And that concludes our housekeeping for today. All right. So what is the plan for working today? We're going to start up we're going to create the containers again for the currency app from the N28 repo. And we're going to try to do the network again manually. We tried it last week. We ran into some complications, but I think we're on the brink of getting it. I did do a search on how to get that to work. So we're going to look at that. And then if all goes well, we're going to try it on AWS to see if we can get that working on AWS. We should be able to if we can get it locally. And then we shall go to try to do it with Docker Compose locally as well as AWS. Not sure how far we're going to get to, but the afternoon is young. All right. But before we go further, do me a big favor. If you haven't done so already, this far in, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live. Check out the Patreon, techcoachralph.dev, access to exclusive content that you will not find here on YouTube. And there is nobody else who can explain it as good as I explain it. And you can also get to work with me one-on-one, get access to our sprint reviews to see how things are ran. If you need some experience to work in a real work environment, then go ahead and sign up for coaching and we can run it up. I got some other tech barbarians. The spaces are very limited as well. I have some other tech barbarians who are putting in the work day in and day out. All right. So that is that. Let me check the chat before we get started with the work. I'm all about the work. So let me check the chat real quick. We got some people in here. So I already said, what's up to your car? Your car says, let's go. Let's do it. Yes, I agree.
Let's get it.
And we have my friend in the building. One of the best nurses who ever walked the planet. We have Roxy in the building. How are you doing today, Roxy? Hopefully you're having an amazing Sunday. Hopefully you are not stressed out at all. And Roxy is all right. Since Roxy asked for it, we're gonna show it. I have to do it. All right. Let me see. Where is? If Roxy asked for it, then we got to do it. All right. There we go. Look at that. There goes the mascot. There goes the mascot of the show. Everybody say what's up to Lumpy. We love Lumpy over here. And I'm telling you, for my next thumbnail for our Saturday show is going to be fire. I already started thinking about next Saturday's thumbnail today because I was like, you know what? I need to make some changes to the Saturday morning thumbnails, all right? It's going to be total fire, all right? So let's get it. Let's get to it. Let's get to work. All right. So let's go to where? There's my mouse. I lost my mouse. All right. So let's put up our first 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
Let's duel. So quick recap. Last week we were working on setting up the Docker So we had two containers running. We wanted them to talk to one another. We had trouble with them having them talk to one another, and we're trying to get the network to work. We had some issues, some complications. So we are going to keep working on that, and if we can get that to work, then we can see if we can push it up to AWS, right? So let's get started. So let's go towards starting it up first, right? Let's start them up first. So let's go over here. And so here I have my terminal, and I'm going to do a Docker PS or Docker PS-A. And I have the currency conversion here. So I want to start off with the one that I want to. So let's start off with the error that we're having, right? I want to start off with the error that we're having. So I'm going to start off currency exchange. Docker start currency exchange. And now currency exchange is started, and I don't remember what port it was on. Let me see. So let me see Docker PS. So this is running on port. Is it port 8000? Running on port 8000. All right. So we are going to go over to localhost. I'm going to go over here. All right, so once we started it, we have a local host, currency exchange from US dollar to, what is INR? Let me just make sure, INR currency. The INR is Indian rupee. All right, so Indian rupee. So and it says, at the time this was created, the conversion multiple is 65. So we have that one up. Let's take a look at, let's go back over here. And let's see. Let me do a Docker network ls. And we have the currency network as well. And let's see. And if we were to go to, so this is the issue that we're having, right? So let's see, we do Docker start currency conversion, Docker PS. I'm going to show you the issue that we're having. So if we go to port 8100, right? Let's go over here. And we're going to do local host 8100. And we need to go to, let's see, where do we need to go to? So currency conversion from, so we need to go over here. Let's copy that. And the issue that we're going to have is that it is not on the same network, right? So it gives us an error here. We can't see what the error is. So if we go back to over here and we use our Docker command, Docker logs currency conversion. So Docker log is going to look at the logs that's inside the container. And we scroll up. It's going to tell us that it couldn't find localhost 8000, right? So the connection is refused. So that's the problem that we're having, right? It's trying to look for localhost 8000 when localhost 8000 is the so inside the container. There is nothing happening on localhost 8000, right? It's trying to look at the localhost 8000 that is outside of the container onto the main computer. We want to use a Docker network so that we can be able to say, all right, these two are connected with one another, and it's not looking internally inside of those containers, right? So that's some networking stuff that happens. So it's like you have, let's say you have, so pretty much, let's do it like this, Docker PS dash A, oh, not Docker PS, right? Let's clear this out. Docker PS, right? So what we have here is, it's like this currency conversion is one computer, and this currency exchange is one computer. So when you go to localhost inside, like on my computer, right, I'm able to access it. However, when this is trying, when this computer is trying to access localhost, it's looking within its own computer, right, its own server for localhost, which does not exist, right? It's not there, so this does not exist in here, and this is why we need to be able to do this, to connect them with one another, right? So that they can be able to speak with one another, right? You know, because if you are connected, then you should have the ability to speak with one another. But if you are not, then there is no speaking opportunity. So what I am going to do, I'm going to get rid of these. We're going to stop them. Docker stop currency exchange. Actually, no. Yeah. Yeah, let's get rid of them. So exchange and Docker. So Docker stop is going to, if you guys remember from when we were going over the Docker commands, Docker stop is going to stop a container. And then we're going to say Docker RM currency exchange. RM is for remove the container. We're going to do the same thing for currency conversion. Oops, forgot to stop. And we're going to do Docker RM currency dash conversion. All right, so if we do Docker PS, we don't have those anymore. This UDEC dash Mongo is the database, the Mongo database that we're using to do our API for our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. So that one, that's why this is our, I should stop it actually, but whatever. No biggie. So we are going to try to start this again. Let's go to, do I have any? So first and foremost, let me see. If we do, all right, we're going to do Docker start. Actually, let me get do Docker images so I can see what these names are. Currency conversion. So that's the one that I did. I don't want to use this one. Do we have? So I want to use these two. I want to try with these two again. At MMV, what is MMV here? I just want to try with these one more time. I don't know what this MMV thing stands for, but whatever. Let's do Docker start or Docker run. And we're going to put that one on port. So let's do net. So here's the, before we go any further, here's what I was looking at, right? So it says to connecting two Docker containers. So using link was the only way of connecting containers before the advent of Docker networks. These provide a cleaner solution to the problem of inter-container communication and at the same time solve two of the major limits of links. Restart of link containers break the link. Links are not supported between containers running on different hosts. So using Docker network, you would use --net option to start the container on the specified network. So this is like to create the network, Docker network create example. We already did that. And now Docker run D for detached --net and then the name of the network, which would be example matching here. And then it says that we would, so the name and then the container, give the container a name and then the image name, right? So this is the part that I was a little unsure about. It says at this point, the two containers are mutually reachable via the address container name dot example. So that's the part I wasn't 100% sure about. But I think let's try it out, see what happens. I'm just curious. I just really wanted to try this out. So let's say our network is just called. I thought I just looked up the networks. Let's open up a new, so I just do Docker network ls. It is called currency network. All right, so so this is going to be currency network. And then we're going to do P for port, and we're going to say 8100, 8100. And the name, we're going to call that currency exchange. And then we're going to use this one over here. I think that's everything. I'm not going to run it detached because I want to see the logs. We got it. So remember, if they do not have a latest tag, we need to put the tag that they're using. I don't know why I have this one. There's probably a better one to use. Let's go look at their repo real quick. Let's go to Docker Hub. And let's search for N28 min. Just choose one of these, go to N28. And I don't know what this Microservice is. But if we look for, so let's take this one. Tags. So let's use this 3.0 release. Go back over here. And we're going to go here. And it should, oh, wait. I don't know why it says currency exchange service. Let's go currency exchange, colon. You know, I'm just going to copy it from, instead of typing this part out, I'm just going to copy it so we make sure we get it right from Docker Hub. Let's do this. So it's going to download it and it's going to start up. It's using Spring Boot, which is Java. All right, so that is started. So if we go over to here and we go to this one again, I'm just gonna, oh, not this one. I'm just gonna, did I put on the right port? I don't even know if I put on the right port. Hold on. Oh, I put on the wrong port. So that's not gonna work. Let's go back to here. This one's supposed to be on port 8000, so this wouldn't even work. You want to see it not work? Let's see it not work, right? Let's see it not work. So if I go here and I just change this, so if I go here, it should be 8000, right? So that's not working, and I put 8100. That's also not going to be working. Oh, let me check my speed real quick. Just lost YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. I lost X. Oh my goodness. These numbers are terrible. Hold on. Where's my, let's fix that. Okay, it's back. It's better. Sometimes doing a speed test fixes everything. Should be way higher than that, but it's decent. It's decent. Whenever I lose, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, sometimes when you just do a speed test, it just fixes everything. So we are back to normal. Back to normal. All right, cool. Sucks that we lost X, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so if we go back to here, so if we put an 8100 in it, it's also not going to work because there is not an 8100 over there. So let's go back and let's shut this one down. Docker stop currency exchange, Docker RM currency exchange, and let's start that back up. But this time we're going to do it on the right port. It's like when you think when you use the wrong port, right? Let's say that you are driving one of those container ships, and now it says, like, they tell you, okay, you want to dock at port 8000 because but now you just say, you know what, I'm just gonna dock at port 8100, and they're like, well, you don't have an entrance here. Sorry, you can't be here. You can't be here, right? So let's get that started the right way. All right, so that's started. Let's go back to our screen, and let's go back to here, and let's refresh that. It says that it's running. Let's refresh that, and we're good. All right, so we're back. We're back. So we're gonna go here again. We're gonna try to. This one. Let's do tab. We're gonna try to start the currency conversion on the, let me see, on the network for, let me see, currency, all right, there goes currency conversion. Let's open that one up. Tags. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing, right? Docker run. And we're going to say, at some point, we're going to have some type of variable in there. But let's see. So Docker run, let's start it up. And we're going to say net is going to be for, let's do, I always forget. So Docker network ls. Docker Newt work, Docker network. Oh my goodness, Docker network, ls, and that's going to be currency. So currency network. So let's go Docker run. Net is currency network. Name is currency conversion, and we have port 8100. So the currency conversion gets port 8100, and then we are going to put it on, so the name of the repo or the image that we're getting is currency conversion 3.0 release. Get that one kicked off. All right, so I think at some point we're going to need to put some type of environment variable to get that started, but it does say it's running. So I'm just gonna go to the other screen and refresh, and then we'll see what error that we get if we're still getting that error for the local host, and then we'll have to figure that out. Let's refresh, and oh, actually, we're getting a better error over here. So we're seeing that the error is saying the GET request for HTTP localhost 8000 is not working. So our goal is to change out this localhost over here, right? The way that it might be possible to do that is if we set the, I don't know why that, configure the, you don't want to hard code. How does currency conversion know the location of the currency exchange? Environment currency exchange host is currency exchange. So it should be going to currency exchange port 8000, I would suppose. Currency exchange server host. Yeah. So we are, see how much time is left. How much time is left? Oh, it's about, what in the world? Twitch is not doing. Well, it's break time already, so we will come back to this.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
All right, break time. Let's go to break. And, oops. Let's take a look at the chat, and then I have a first break time discussion. And I didn't have, I think I might have figured out what was happening with the mic, but I haven't had the opportunity to test it out yet. But I hate to admit this. But your car might have been right. Your car was talking about, it sounds like something's wrong with the levels. And I'm like, what? What is a level? What is a level anyways? That's how I was. I was like, what is a level? And then I was looking around, and I'm like, this setting here for this volume being all the way up and the volume over there being all the way up, that might be a problem. So I haven't had an opportunity to test it out yet. I was thinking about doing it today, but I'm like, I don't know, because it might start messing up, and then I might not see the chat soon enough, and then it becomes a whole mess. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it out at another time, maybe just record something and see what happens. But your car was right. Your car was right. Your car was right. It happens. It happens to the best of us. All right. So let me see what we have in the chat real quick, and then we will get to work, or we'll get to our first break time topic. Your car says, where is Mitch? So I'll tell you this, right? Mitch is watching in the background because he just has to see if I am going to say that, if when I'm talking about the Saturday morning show, if I'm going to remember to mention his name. If I remember his name, right, then he just stays watching in the shadows until I say something controversial. However, if I forget to mention that he's the co-host, then he's going to come in all, so what are we, chop liver? And he's like, how come I didn't get mentioned? By the way, I love liver. I love eating liver. So chop liver is a good thing. Chop liver is a good thing. But that's where Mitch is, right? He's just watching from a distance, making sure that I'm doing what I am supposed to do, right? That's all. Your car says, no, the Somalian pirates are docking at port 8000. Look at me. Look at you. Look at me. Look at you. I'm the captain now. All right, your car? I'm the captain now. Your car says, I just want to help. The MVP. And not the minimum viable product. The most valuable player. Mm-hmm. So I could take this and say that Roxy is saluting that Mitch is chopped liver, but I'm not going to do that. I am not going to say that that's what Roxy is doing. Roxy is saying that chopped liver is actually a pretty delicious meal. All right. So I could have said that she was agreeing that Mitch is chopped liver, but no, that's not what she's doing. She's saying that chopped liver is a good meal indeed. I got you, Roxy. I know what you're saying. Your car says liver is cool. No cats. Hey. Just saying. Your car's like, look at me. Look at you. Now look at me. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's get to this first topic. Right? Our first break time topic for today. Keep your foot on the gas. I'll throw up a 5-minute timer on that one. So what am I talking about? Keep your foot on the gas, right? I think that a lot of times when is it part of failing to prepare, right? Part of failing to prepare is that now things come at you really, really quick. You know, maybe you had to learn something for a job, or maybe you had to do some type of, maybe you're up for a promotion and you had to apply for it, and you're competing with other people, right? So now you're like, okay, I have to do this, and the other. And then for some reason, something else happens. It falls through, like you didn't get it. And now you start to, so you were working really, really hard when there was something on the line that was in the immediate future, and you didn't prepare as you should have leading up to it. So now you're trying to cram everything in, but then things fall through, and now you're like, okay, now I'm going to go back and take a break and like do it at my own pace, which your own pace is usually like snail pace, no pace at all. I want you to always keep your foot on the gas, or in other words, keep your foot on their neck. If you had a spark to work really hard because you had this opportunity that you might have not been ready for, prepared for, and it falls through for whatever reason, that doesn't mean that you stop. It means that you have to keep going just as hard, because you don't want to fall, like when the next opportunity comes around, you don't want to fall in that same position. I've seen so many people who they want to cram. It's like they have an exam, right? And they've known about this exam coming up for the past 3 months. And it's the week before, and I've done this myself when I was in school, but it's the week before, and now they're getting all these study guides, all these, what was those things like when you didn't want to read a book, Cliff Notes, and they're trying to cram really, really quick, trying to pack everything in a short amount of time, and sometimes it works, most time it doesn't work. However, I think that whatever it is that we're doing, if we're learning, let's say in Mitch's realm, machine learning, data analytics, data science, data engineering, things of that nature, and like you're applying for jobs because you purchased the course. let's say you go on Coursera or Udemy or whatever, and you purchase the course, and now you're like, oh, because I own this course, I can start applying for data engineering jobs, right, Mitch? And now somehow, you get this job, you get a recruiter reaching out to you. You're like, oh my God, I need to learn all of this stuff in a weekend. I need to learn because the interview is on today. Like they contact you on Thursday, say, hey, we want to talk to you on Monday. You're like, oh my God, I have so many things on my resume. I have Python, I have Matplotlibs, which I hate. I have NumPy. I have why is it NumPy and Lumpy is Lumpy? I don't know. Anyways, I get distracted. But I have pandas on my resume. I have scikit on my resume, but I only have it because I purchased the course. I haven't actually done anything yet. So now you're trying to cram a 60-hour course inside of a weekend, trying to learn as much as possible. And then you speak to the recruiter and you go through the interview and stuff like that. And they say, you know what? You actually did really well in the interview. Somehow you happened to do really well. However, they come back and say, you know what? Actually, the position's put on hold, or we went with somebody else. Whatever they say, right? You don't get the job. So now you're like, well, I didn't get the job, so I'm happy I got to go through the interview process and stuff like that, but I didn't get the job. So now you got to like the third section of the course, but because you didn't get the job, you're like, well, I'll just go back to my own regular snail pace. Maybe I'll watch a video on Monday. Maybe I'll watch a video on Thursday. Maybe I'll do half of one of the labs that they have in there, or one of the projects that I have in there. Maybe I will distribute the whole section 4 across the next month, because what's the rush? Well.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work.
So here's the rush, right? Every day that you slow walk it is a day that someone else is ahead of you. See, I look everything as a competition, as a race, where if I am not moving forward, the person that I'm competing against, they are, and I'm moving backwards. As the world renowned, famous race car driver said, my guy Ricky Bobby, he did not only say, shake and bake, he also said, if you're not first, you are last. So you have to keep your foot on the gas. You have to keep moving forward. And just because one thing didn't work out doesn't mean like, oh, I'm just gonna go back and slow down and things of that nature. No, you have to keep working just as hard as if there was something, like, because there is always something on the line, even if you see it or not. Even if you see it or not, keep your foot on the gas, keep moving forward. Don't stop just because there's nothing, like, because you don't see anything right there in front of you. You never know when the opportunity is coming up, right? And that is what I wanted to share with you for the very, very first break. Alrighty then. So let me check the chat before we get back to work. I think Mitch was summoned. What's going on, Mitch? What? Yakar says Ralph is trying to bait Mitch out of the shadows. Mitch says with the yo, what's going on, Mitch? How are you doing today? Hey. See, Mitch, I stood up for you, Mitch. I stood up for you. Okay. Let's go to Yakar talking about the summary for the Cliff Notes books. Let me see. Endless Learner says, did I hear data? You sure did. I still have that course that eventually I'm going to get through that course. You know, that was one of my favorite courses, but so busy, so busy. And, let's see. Ikari says, cybersecurity all the way. Cybersecurity is cool. Depends on what aspect of cybersecurity. There's some stuff about cybersecurity that I'm not too crazy about because I find it a bit boring. Let's see. Opportunity meets preparation. Let's throw up. Message. Let me see. Endless Learner in the building. What's going on with you, Endless Learner? All right, let's get to our second working segment of today.
Let's go!
So as we saw over here, it is trying to connect on localhost, right? But we don't want localhost. We want to connect on the currency exchange. So we want this to say currency exchange. I'm pretty sure if this had currency exchange, it would work, right? But the question is, how do we do that? How do we do that? Let me see. Let's go to. You are correct, Yakar. You are totally correct. I don't do acronyms very well. If I knew what it was, I would not have skipped it. When I don't know, I just avoid. Let me see. All right, so let's go over to. Your card knows me so well. Let me see. When there's something that I don't understand, I just assume you're not talking to me. So let's say we're gonna do Docker stop, and we're gonna do currency conversion. Do Docker RM currency conversion. We're gonna do all right. So we're gonna go up, and we're gonna try to do. No, before I do that, I'm gonna say Docker run help. What? That's not what I want to do. Docker. Let's say Docker run dash help maybe. All right. So if I want to do an environment, set environment variables, and then the list of environment variables. I wonder how the code looks, but let's try it. So we're going to do, and I'm going to throw in a it says --env. And this should be I might look into the code to see where this is being set. But let's give it a start, see what we get. All right, starting up. Wait to say it started. I used to work on a Spring Boot application a long time ago. Looks pretty easy. Maybe one day we'll get into doing some Java development. All right, let's go back over here. And if we go to this one, let's see what happens with refresh, right? Let's see. See, it still says localhost though. I don't understand why. Let's look into the code again. Because I don't... Let me see. Even when we set the environment variable for... Even when we set the environment variable... So one thing we tried last time was Docker. They didn't have ping on there either, so Docker network currency network help. Connect a container to a network, create, disconnect, inspect. Let's do a Docker inspect or Docker network currency network inspect. Let's see what networks are on there. So on this network, we have the container for currency exchange, and we have the one for currency conversion. So they should be able to talk to each other. So they are on the same network, but they are not, but this localhost thing is messing with it. So let me go ahead and open up WebStorm. Let me see. What was I using last time? PyCharm? I don't remember what I used last time. I guess this one is fine. So if we go to microservices, I just want to see the code that they're using for it, because somehow, similar to what we did last week, but somehow the so we need to look at the currency conversion one. I'm trying to understand how it's getting that variable. Docker file, expose 8100, Docker compose, currency exchange service host. So that should do it. Depends on currency exchange. So this is pretty much saying set this one up first. So this is saying connect to this. But the problem that we're having is it's always trying to use localhost, but localhost should be a localhost should be a it should be configurable, where you should be able to pass a variable in there. So if we go over here, they're on the same network, currency exchange. So I should just be able to, but the problem that we're having is, let's go here. The problem is this localhost, but how do we get it to not use this localhost? Should be an environment variable. Let's see over here. So if I'm looking back over here, net example container one. At this point, two containers are mutually reachable via the address container name dot example. However, how do we? What's the variable? ENV currency exchange. Is it the? Somewhere in here. So currency exchange service host here. So this is the YAML for deploying this application. However, let me see. Currency conversion microservice. Let's take a look at this. Docker run 8100 network currency network env currency exchange. Oh, maybe the documentation that we're looking at might be where the error lies. So in this one, they might be using currency. So let me see. Containerization problem. Check if Docker is up and running. Problem. Okay. So let's try that. Let's go to Control C, Docker stop. Oh, Docker stop currency conversion. So it's probably still trying to use localhost because we're passing in the wrong environment key. Docker remove. So let's clear. Go back up to so this is going to be 8,000 and this is going to be currency exchange URI. And let's try that. All right, so that's up and running. Let's go over here. So I don't know. There's a mix-up in the documentation somewhere based on, I don't know. Maybe if I was to go into this one. So this one does say use the currency exchange URI. I don't know, whatever. So let's go over here. Let's refresh. Oh, look at that. It went through. Cool. I wonder then if we wanted to customize this in any way. So, all right, so right now there's 10 in the URL. If I pass 20, quantity of 20, that gives us 1500. If I pass a quantity, pass a quantity of 15. Cool. What if we were to do USD? That's not going to work. So I just passed in the URL USD. That didn't work because it looks like it's only set up for Indian rupee. And if we look at the error that we got over here, doesn't say what the error is, but that's the application error, not something that we did. You know, we're just trying to explore it. So let's take a look at the documentation then. So we got this to work. I wanted to, so what I'm guessing is in the currency exchange application is where it has where it's doing like the conversion. So if I put USD over here, that's also going to give us an error. If I go and I look at what the error is over here, unable to find data to convert USD to USD. Okay. Well, if I put in okay. So let's take a look at the repo for currency conversion that they have, or currency exchange. See how that works. Create table exchange value. Oh, that would be pretty cool. If we were to go into there and add another, maybe we'll take a slight detour. Let's see if we can connect to this table and see if we're able to update this. Let's explore a little bit, right? Let's see. What does this do? Oh, look at that. Test connection. So let's go back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go. So what we're doing is I want to see if we have the ability to add a if we have the ability to add a ooh, that doesn't look good. To add some more currencies. Man, that might think was successful. Let me see. So use as a JDBC URL. So let's copy that. And we're gonna go to JDBC URL. Let's try that. Let's test connection. Let's connect. Well, that sucks. Localhost refused connection. It's not very nice. Let me see. Let's see what happened. Console in an X frame because it's set to deny. Who would do such a thing? How do we change it to accept? Let's go down the rabbit hole. Let's see. I could connect to it via do I have any database tools on this computer? Don't have any. Let me think. Let me think. That's a pity. Might be time for me to get to that data grip, but let's go with SQLite. Let's go with dbeaver. Eventually, I'm just gonna get the whole entire package for I'm gonna get the whole entire package for what do you call it? For JetBrains, where I can just use data grip. But in time. So let's go open this up. I wish this was working. That way we wouldn't have to. What is this whole deny thing? Come on, Chrome. Be better. All right, so let's go over to dbeaver. Open it. So dbeaver is a
Lunch break.
dbeaver is a tool to connect to databases. When we come back from break, we will try to connect to this database on port 8000 so that we can see if we can add an additional table so that we can, or not additional table, if we can add additional currency to the table so that we can have some more conversions and stuff like that. So that way we get a even better understanding of the things that we are doing. Because we don't want to just be able to follow. I hate following exactly what they tell you to do. I want to try it out for myself to see what we're able to come out with. So that's why we took this detour from what we were originally planning to do, because if we can add an additional currency, we actually see how the two are working together. So that's the plan, all right? But it's break time. It is break time. Let's check the chat, and then we shall get into the second break time topic for today. What about Google Grow? Has anybody heard of Google Grow? We'll talk about it in a few. So, your card says the container is isolated. That is correct. It says you need to give it a host name and connect to the host name. Yes. And I think that's what we did. And I think like this whole H2 console thing, I never heard about it before, but the error that we're getting is based on, it's Chrome that's blocking these. It's Chrome that's blocking it, but we should be able to get it through dbeaver. We shall find out. All right, but let's get to our break. Let me see. Oh, your car said always the environment. That is true. And I just copied what they gave us in the thing, and I was like, nope. But digging a little bit deeper, we were able to find it. Oh, wait, there's some more. There's some more stuff. Oh, I missed some chats. All right, so it says he be skipping everything. It says, I know Rob doesn't know what DLLS is, or he wouldn't have skipped it. That is a fact. It says, do you remember the scene from Step Brothers where they were arguing in the bed? Let me see. I don't remember it exactly, but let's go to Step Brothers scene arguing in bed. Let's see. I think I know what you're talking about. Let's listen in. Let's listen in.
Hey, are you awake?
Yeah.
I just want you to know I hate you. And so does my dad.
Well, that's fine. Because guess what? I hate you too. And this house sucks ass.
Well, the only reason you're living here is because me and my dad decided that your mom was really hot and maybe we should just both bang her.
All right, that's enough. That is enough. What was the line? My team is going to have to fix that. My team is going to have to fix that. Your car says Q&A, people. It is not Q&A, your car. It is not Q&A. It is QA, quality assurance. It's not quality and assurance. It's quality assurance. They do that. It says, I'm good just hanging out productively on a Sunday. That's what I'm talking about. It says, just like I don't believe he was sticking up for me. What? You know what, Mitch?
Do not come.
One more time.
Do not come.
I was trying, but nope. No good deed goes unpunished. That is why I don't do any good deeds. Nope. You try to stick up for your guy, and they're like, I don't believe it. What can you do? What can you do? Let me see. Anyways, all right. Let's get to this Google Grow thing. Has anyone heard of Google Grow? I was just looking up like tools to help prepare for interviews and stuff, and Google Grow popped up. So I wanted to look into that just a little bit and see what can we do with it. All right, so let's go over here. We're gonna do grow.google.com, if I can spell Google right. So what is Google Grow? So it's supposed to help you with like, well, I guess there's a bunch of stuff on Google Grow, but the one that I was looking at is it's supposed to help you with interviews and stuff like that. So let me see if I can find it. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Let me see if I can find this Google Grow. And the domain is just grow.google. That's pretty cool. Wait, what? That can't be right. How did they get? Nah, they actually have the domain of just grow.google. .google is a domain. That's pretty interesting. But I'm looking for the interview thing for Google Grow. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Google Grow interview. Okay, so that's what it's called. Interview warm-up. That's what I was looking for. So let's see what it does. I'm going to put up 5 minutes on this as well. So interview warm-up. A quick way to prepare for your next interview in whatever. Practice key questions, get insights about your answers, and get comfortable interviewing. So so before I say start practicing, let's see how it works. How it works, can you please tell me a little bit about yourself? And then you answer that, and then you go here, and let's see what happens. Practice answering interview questions. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Start practicing. What field do you want to practice for? How about we practice for, I don't know. I know what I'm gonna do. All right, cool. Let's see if we practice for, let's go to general for now, I guess. Answer 5 interview questions. When you're done, review your answers, discover insight. Ooh, I have a great idea. So let me do, let's go to, let's see if I can go to over here. And all right. This is gonna be fun. All right, let's do this. So let's start. Allow to use my microphone.
Hi, let's practice an interview. Please tell me why you would be a good fit for this role.
So, I was raised a middle-class kid, and I am actually the only person on the stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine I have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing. We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing, and the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend to extend a tax cut for families of $6,000, which is the largest middle-class child tax credit that we have been given in a long time. So that those young families can afford to buy a crib, buy a car seat, buy clothes for their children. My passion, one of them, is small businesses. My mother raised my sister and me, but there was a woman who helped raise us. We called her our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small businesses. My plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to small businesses, to start up small businesses, knowing that they are part of the backbone of the America's economy. My opponent, on the other hand, his plan is to do what he has done, which is to provide a tax cut for billionaires and big corporations, which will result in $5 trillion into America's deficit. My opponent has a plan that I call the Trump sales tax, which would be a 20% tax on everyday goods that you rely on to get through the month. Economists have said that Trump's sales tax would actually result for middle-class families in about $4,000 more a year because of his policies and his idea about what should be the backs of middle-class people paying for tax cuts for billionaires. Did I just read that without answering? Oh my God. All right, let's do it again. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just going to do the first paragraph, right? So I was raised a middle-class kid, and I am actually the only person on the stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America. I believe in the ambitions, the aspirations, and the dreams of the American people, and that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing. We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing, and the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's get to the next one.
What are you looking for in your next job?
Well, let me see what answer I can find for this one. Let's go to, let me
Get a
find
move
an
on.
answer.
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
Let me find an answer that was suitable. Let's see. Let me see. What are you looking for in your next job? So, all right, I'm just gonna wing it. So, I am looking to be in charge because I believe in that I have the strength and the compassion to be able to lead, and by lead, I mean to be in charge of and to direct and to take forward the children of the community because they are the children of the community. And therefore, ergo, which is, I learned that in like fifth grade, that ergo means therefore. So therefore, ergo, right? And I'm not saying therefore twice. I'm just using different words because it is important. Our foundation, our backbone of this company relies on making strong decisions that will support and enhance the backbone of this company. If that makes, so yeah. Miami Central rules, all right?
Got it, thanks.
Go to the next one.
Tell me about a time you had to deliver on multiple competing priorities. What did you do, and what were the results?
Well, I was multiple. So, see, that's the thing about the word multiple, right? When you're saying multiple, you're meaning more than one, right? And by the way, thank you for asking me these questions. I really appreciate it. And thank you for taking the time to work with me. But going back to the question, right? Multiple competing priorities means that there are different things that are important at the same time, right? And when there are many different things that are important at the same time, for instance, trying to figure out how to do automation, how to work in Agile Scrum. If you're not familiar with Agile Scrum, Scrum is a framework that is used to develop software, because software is important. Software is the backbone of information technology. And it's not technology of information, it's information technology because the information flows through the technology. All right? So that is why I think that delivering on multiple competing priorities is very, very important. It is the foundation, it is the backbone of our people. And we need to make sure that when there are multiple competing priorities, we deliver results. All right?
Thank you. When do you try to push through and solve a problem on your own? And when do you involve others on your team?
Problems can cause hardship. And when problems cause hardship, it can extend to not only yourself, but also to your team. So pushing through and solving a problem is very, very important. Because if we do not push through, then we shall stay where we were at. And where we were at is not where we want to be. We want to be able to solve problems, because without solving the problem still exists. And when I ask my team members for help, they also recognize that there is a problem. And we have to figure out how we will push through together to solve those problems. And I involve my team in solving those problems when there is a problem that I cannot solve for myself. All right, so thank you.
Got it.
I'm telling you, they don't really give any feedback, right? No fact checking or anything.
Please share a time when you set a goal for yourself and achieved it. How did you go about that?
Goals. goals, like, you see, goals can mean so many things, right? You can be how many goals you scored in a soccer match, or internationally, it's called football, right? Football is, the word football, like the sport football, in the United States of America, it means something totally different to what it means across the world, right? Because across the world, you play football with your feet. But in America, you play football by throwing a ball. Does that make sense? But that is one form of setting a goal, of achieving a goal, right? Also, kicking a field goal if you're playing American football, but also there are goals that people set for themselves, such as, I want to score 5 goals in this next football match, or soccer if you're in America, right? So those are the type of goals that people set. Now, goals that I set for myself, right, was to be able to answer these questions as vague as possible. And I'm not sure how I'm doing with that, because at the end of the day, what is a question and what is a goal? Because you didn't specify if we're talking about soccer goals, if we're talking about life goals, if we're talking about relationship goals. You didn't specify. So I think that setting goals and achieving them is where we want to be, as opposed to where we are and where we have been.
Thanks for your answer.
Let's see how we did. Let's see. All right, so let's see. So it says, congratulations, you did it. Let's review. How much time do we have left? Let me see. We got some time. All right, so use the insights. Let me see. Use the insights button to learn more about your answers. Try to reflect on what you said from the perspective of an interviewer. Identify what you'd like to improve, practice again. So let's go to insights. Where are the insights? Tell me about yourself. Let me see. These words are relevant to the job interview in many fields. Just one word of opportunity. Most used words: people, talking points. A few suggested talking points for background question. Click the talking point to get tips. So they said my answer was absolutely terrible. Okay, I got you. Thank you, Google. That would be pretty cool. Imagine passing these answers through AI and getting a feedback on the answer. We might have to do that. Pass the answers through AI and get some feedback. Where is this insight button they're talking about? So I guess these are the insight buttons. Let's see. Talking points. Let me see. Talking points not detected. Lessons learned. Nothing. These are the moments where you talked about your interests. Nothing. All right, let's go to the next one. What are you looking for in your next job? Let's see. Job related terms: strength and learned. Mostly used words: therefore, no. Talking points. Let me see. Lessons learned and goals. A time you have to deliver on multiple competing priorities. Appreciate and deliver. Mostly used words. I'm so bad. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person. Let me see. I am such a bad person. Oh my God. Push through or solve a problem. Job related terms. Problem. Set a goal and achieved it. Goals. Anyway. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb sometimes. Anyways, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this part up. But it's a pretty cool tool. It is a pretty cool tool. If you are looking for a job, I would say try it out. And they have different fields that you can try out as well. But I just wanted to have some fun with that. Let's see. Your car is going on an anger rant. hey, Jamie Dimon might be the next Fed chair. You know, he might be the next Fed chair. Let me see. Your car is not happy with Jerome Powell either. Let's see where we're going. Mitch, what did I do? What did I do?
How dare you?
I tell you. Uh, I just wanted to know. If it was if you were applying for a quote unquote a real job, if that answer would hold any water. Let me start by saying thank you for your question. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let me see. Got to give her credit for memorizing the speech. Let me see. I am, therefore I am. Let's see. Ralph said goals can be so many things. I was just trying. It's gonna go perfectly with the video that I have coming out tomorrow for Candid Conversation about rambling on and on and on and not actually saying anything. But so I was just trying to like it's actually hard to do this, to like come up with a bunch of meaningless words when you actually have answers to questions. So when you actually know what you're talking about, it's really hard to ramble. So anyways, let's do our last 20 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. Let's go to here. Let's throw on our last one.
It's time to do.
So when we last left off, we were trying to connect to the database so that we could add some more currency conversions. So we have do you guys like how I'm able to go from having fun with this Google interview tool to, all right, back to work, right? So we are going to create a connection. We're using dbeaver. This is a tool to connect databases. And they are using, let me see what they're using. What database are they using? Is it an in-memory database? I don't know. Let me see if I can connect to this. Let's try to go to here. Next. If I was to say, they're using, what is H2? Let's go back. Let me see if I can try to create a connect. Is there some H2 thing? Oh, I guess there is. H2 server. Let's try that. Never heard of H2 before in my life. H2 TCP, so localhost port 8000? Can I just edit the JBC URL? Let me see. I can just edit that. So if we go JDB. If we do that, and then so H2 console test. So it's H2. All right. So actually, the connection is. We be going down to these crazy rabbit holes, I tell you. So H2 embedded. If I go with this and I say path, if I use the URL, I don't know. Test connection? Right, let's download that. Okay. Test. Oh, it's connected. Huh. All right. Let's try it. I'm so unsure about this. Let's go to here, public. Is there anything in there? Tables? Let me see. I don't know if I'm gonna get the right thing. I don't think this is right. Let me try to do another connection. Edit connection. I need to get it on port, the one on port 8000 though. JDBC URL H2 memory server. How do I get it on port? There's some type of database on this. I just don't. There's got to be some type of database on this. Let's try the H2 again. Let's see if we were to say port 8000. And let me just do a SA. Test DB. That doesn't seem right. Let me see if I can try a connection, see what happens. Let's download that. Connection is broken. JDBC URL. If we go back over here, that'll be pretty cool if we could find out how to add an additional one. H2 console, use JDBC H2 as the JDBC URL. But I kind of think that there should be something in there though. Because in order for it to get the see if we can change this. I don't know. This is. So I can't see the database. Let me see if I can use a Firefox. See if I can get to that through a different. 'Cause I can get this far. Okay, so let me see if I say, if we go to okay, so 1994 technology in use here. All right, so this is that. I wish I can get to this. This is so dumb. Let's see. This is so dumb. All right. What if we were to do 0.0? Would that make a difference? Nope. So stupid. All right. So if I go here, I don't know if I'm gonna. Wait a second. Let me see. So we have two problems here, right? So one problem is Chrome is not opening up the iframes. The other problem is I am not sure if I'm able to connect to this database using dbeaver. And because I can't do that, I'm not able to add another. I'm not able to interact with it as a I'm not able to interact with it as a let me see. Let's try something. Connect to H2 database using, I don't know, JDBC. All right. Let's see. On port. On localhost port. How did we get down this rabbit hole? How did we get here? If the server you started successfully, you can connect to it using web browser. JavaScript needs to be enabled. If you started the server on the same computer as the browser, open localhost 8082. Let's see, let's see. You are using memory-based H2 instance. Your connection from dbeaver or IntelliJ might not be connected to the same instance. If you want to make sure, you better use file mode instead of memory mode for your H2 instance. Using file mode for your H2 database, you can check out H2 database file mode. Just for simple, you can change from JDBC memory to a path. You can try to connect to your memory H2 by specifying URL like, oh, that's kind of like what we were doing before. All right, so let's try that one more time. So if we go to H2, if we were to do localhost 88 or 8000, and we were to do H2 TCP localhost 8000, and then we were to do URL. guess we could do like that. According to this documentation, let's test our connection. Connection is broken. That's a pity. Let's see. That doesn't tell us much. Nope. I just want to add another one. Localhost 8000. And let me see. H2 memory. So I'm looking at something else, and they said that there is some type of, let me see, edit the connection, click on the advanced. I don't see advanced. That is a shame. That is a crying shame. I'm going to figure this out. Maybe not today, but we're going to do it. We are going to do it. JDBC URL. Because it has this one, which is that. However, it's not where we want it to be. Let's take a look at this again. I really want to add a different currency. H2. How to connect to H2 memory database running on a port. Set port number for embedded H2 database. So let's see. So we have that. Okay. But how to connect remotely via TCP to H2 database. Yeah. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I don't know. I don't think this is going to work. But it would be so cool to be able to. It would be really, really cool to be able to. 8,000. Let me see. Connection is broken. But it has to be somewhere, though. Let's see. What if we were to do TCP : / localhost :8000 / maybe that. Nope. Why over here? If I connect to that, it's going to tell me no. That sucks. I want to update this, but ooh, I haven't. Let's see something. So let's go over to Chrome Web Store H2 memory database. Let me see. Chrome H2 memory database. Frames blocked. Nope. Not fair. Not fair. Why would you use some nonsense like this? Because I can't even. I can load different components of it, but not. Let me see. Create a new database. This is so. Oh my god, it's so dumb. Chrome load frame content.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Why is Chrome? Okay, let me see if I can do this. So if I go here, I just want to add another currency. Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much to ask for? Users and what? There's some old stuff. What a pity. What a pity. Chrome blocks H2 content iframe. H2. Oops. Well, I guess I have a project for next week because I want to be able to add an additional. And if I have to hack my way through making a if I have to hack my way through making an entry, then so be it. Let's see. But we'll figure it out. So what we'll do next week, we will do a SQL query where we can add an additional, oh, this makes me so mad, where we can add an additional entry, and we'll put it on AWS and all that, and then use the
Yo, the
Docker
sign is real
controller.
simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Wrap that shit up, B. It is what it is. So we just have to, so this is creating the table that we see over one of these tabs. That's this table. We need to, I can't see it, to do a query on it. We'll see if I can figure out a way to connect to it with a software. If not, we'll just write a query and hope that it works. Maybe insert. SQL. Insert statement to SQL. Insert into Exchange. So that's what we'll do. We'll try to get. I'll see if I can get this stuff to load next week, or if I can connect to dbeaver. If not, we will. We'll get additional entries in there because I want to do more than just having just this one conversion that we have somewhere over here. I have so many tabs open now. Let me see. Instead of just having this one conversion, I want to be able to add a couple of other conversions so that we can have a. We can like take this project a little bit further to understand the microservices before we actually get it into Docker Compose and on AWS, just so we can have a little bit of fun with it. All right, but let's wrap it up. All right, that is pretty much the end of the show. But I did have a quick, just throw this up real quick as we wrap it up. What was your most epic wrestling match? Whether it was WCW, whether it was ECW, who watched that, right? But also add them in there. But whether it was WCW or whether it was, or of course WWE/WWF, what was your most epic wrestling battle? Let me see. And as we figure that out, let me see what Mitch had to say. Mitch says that's what makes it different here. No one wants to learn all the time. Gotta mix it up. We have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of fun here. And I think we can learn as well as we can have we can learn as well as have fun, and we just go back and forth. Let's see. And your car mentioned this before, but being a learning tech channel is good with the amount of subs. We're like you said, they come for the tech, they stay for the foolishness. If you don't like foolishness,
do not come.
I'm just gonna be real with you. If you don't like all the foolishness that we engage with,
do not come.
I'm just kidding. Come anyways. Just we spend like 5-10 minutes of foolishness, and then we spend another 20 to 30 minutes working really, really hard, and then we go back to some foolishness, and then we work really hard. So I'm just kidding. Do not listen to.
Do not come.
Don't listen to that. All right. Don't listen to that. Let's see. I can almost guarantee there are people debating back and forth all the time too, and showing back. Oh my goodness. And Mitch says, did somebody say SQL? I sure did. I've never heard of this H2 database before, and I am not happy with it. I thought I could just go and mosey on up and connect to it, but apparently that is not the case. But we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. What else do we got? Remember, Epic. It says, never mind, you did. Most epic wrestling match. Let me see. I don't have an epic. Well, do you want me to go into the history of the word epic? What is that word that the epistemology of the word epic? Is that the word epistemology? Let me see. Epistemology? Epistemology? What is it? Let me see. No, that's not it. Epistemology? The study of words. What is that called? No. Oh, I can't even say that word. Let me see. Let me sound it out. Etymology.
Etymology.
Oh, etymology. Oh, fine. Etymology. Okay. Okay. This is so rude. This is so rude. Actually, look at this. Look at this, your car. Look at this. They have a button right here that says "Learn to pronounce." Whatever. Etymology. Whatever.
Etymology.
And I'm still saying it wrong. Etymology. Whatever.
Do not come.
I'm just saying. Etymology. Okay, I got you. Whatever. What the hell ever. Make fun of me like I'm Willie Lump. All right, so the most epic wrestling battle. So Mitch says he does not have an epic one, right? Oh, so that's how we got into it. We're going to talk about the etymology of the word epic, because epics are also used in Agile as well as something that is like super duper cool. The etymology of the word, you know. All right, so let me get this off the screen and let's see what we got. So your car says Triple H versus Mick Foley at No Way Out. Interesting. That sounds pretty good. I think regardless of the fight that you choose, Mick Foley or Mankind or Dude Love or whatever he was called at that time is going to be in it. Cause before I came on, I was watching Undertaker and Mankind with the Buried Alive match, and that was crazy. But there's so many different good ones. I can't even say which is the most epic. You know what I watched yesterday? The Rock and Hulk Hogan when he was with NWO. That was an epic battle. It wasn't like the crazy ones where there's like the Hell in the Cell and all of those, but that one was epic. Where The Rock and Hollywood Hulk Hogan, they went at it. That was a very, very good match. The Rock and Stone Cold is pretty cool. Stone Cold and Mick Foley, of course. There was a lot of good ones out there. And it says Mick Foley is your car's favorite wrestler. Etymology. Whatever. You know what?
Do not come.
Etymology. Dude Love was Mankind. Like he had like so many different characters on there. Do you guys? All right. I have one for you. Do you? Let me see if I can find this real quick. Hold on. Do you guys remember Socko? Remember Socko? The little sock that Mankind had? Socko. But yeah, Dude Love is Mankind, whatever his names are. Stone Cold versus Vince. It was everybody versus Vince. I mean, that's not as I wouldn't put Vince McMahon in any of them. I wouldn't put that. But anyways, just wanted to, I don't know if, I think, wait, who was it Undertaker and Mankind who had the Hell in the Cell where there were the thumbtacks and all of that type of stuff? It was crazy. But some good fights. Anyways, and you know what? When you look back on wrestling, right? Like from today's day and age, looking back on it, how in the hell did they allow kids to watch this stuff? They had some of the most ratchet type stuff back then. It was crazy. Like and then you'd have these little kids out there when some of the things that they said, some of the stuff that happened in the ring with some of the, I was like, how are kids watching this thing? Now I understand why they wanted to have it banned. I understand why they wanted to have it banned. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. So, Sako, Yakar says the casket match. There was some crazy stuff going on there. Those ladder matches too. Those were crazy as well. Oh, yesterday I watched the Royal Rumble where Stone Cold he actually lost, and then he came back in because no one saw it, and he won. It was crazy. Anyways, it says my mom used to tell me turn off the TV. It's a school night. They used to have Monday Night Raw go off at 11. It was crazy. Hey, did you guys know that Brock Lesnar was married to Sable, also known as Rena Mero? I had no idea that Brock Lesnar was married to her. Do you guys remember that? Did you guys know that Brock Lesnar was married to Sable? I had no idea. I had no idea whatsoever. The Hardy Boys were crazy. They were very, very fun. They were fun to watch. They used to do some crazy, like their ladder matches were crazy. Anyhow, that's about it. Anyways, you guys know what time it is. The question for you guys, after all this work, getting the microservice to work on the network, trying to figure out this connection thing with this crazy H2 database, the question is,
are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had a great time. Mitch says that he thought that Stone Cold was married to Sable. Definitely it's Brock Lesnar. I think they've been married since like 2003 together or something like that. But and they have like 2 kids. But who is Stone Cold? Who is Stone Cold married to? Stone Cold wife. Stone Cold is married. Stone Cold had like a bunch of different wives. Married a bunch of different women. Let me see. He is currently married to someone named Kristen Austin. No idea who that is. Or is that during the... Wait, hold on. Stone Cold's real name... No. He was married to a Deborah Marshall, a Catherine Burgess, a Lady Blossom. No idea who that is. Let's see. Stone Cold. Let me see what's his real name. So Stone Cold, real name. His real name is Steven Anderson. All right, let's take a look at Steven Anderson, I guess. Or Steve Austin. Yeah, he's married to a Kristen Austin. I've never heard of her before. But yeah, it's definitely not Sable. It is not Sable. Anyways, that's about it. That Sable's real name is Rena Mero. She was actually married to Mark Mero, who was a wrestler. Then they broke up, and then she got married to Brock Lesnar shortly thereafter. But yeah, she was actually Rena Mero. But now I guess she's not maybe Rena Lesnar. I don't know. But that's who. So that was her real name. But yeah. Anyways, let me see this. I could see how she might be confused for this Deborah Marshall lady. Oh, I see. But so yeah, they're 2 different people. But this Deborah Marshall does kind of resemble Sable, to be honest with you. But they're yeah. So that's the difference. So Deborah, that's the confusion. Deborah Marshall is not Rena Lesnar. But I can see how you can confuse it too. I can definitely see how you can confuse it too. Anyways, that's about it. You guys know yesterday's price is not today's price and today's price is not tomorrow's price because we are getting our opportunity economy very, very soon.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is going up. And if you cannot take the price of the brick going up,
do not come.
It is what it is. All right. It is what it is. And on that note, this is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.